Hey guys, today we are going to be reading a webtoon called My Deepest Darkest Secret. This webtoon I read it around like 4 years ago, so it's like pretty old. I read all of it. I know what happens at the very end, so I just wanted to reread it and refresh my memory and share it with you guys. And I'm gonna just read up to chapter 5, and it's up to you guys if you want to continue reading it because it's really good. Okay, we're gonna start. Our story starts with the main character Emma. She says hi to her coworker. Coworker asks her, "Hey, are you okay? Like you've been really tired?" And she's like, "Yeah, just schoolwork." And he's like, "Well, I'm your boyfriend, so if anything's going on, you can talk to me." And that's when we realize that is her boyfriend. So basically, Emma and her boyfriend Elios work at the same shop. And we learned that Emma was the one that asked him out, and he actually said yes. So they've been dating for a few months now. As they finish working, they go outside, and that's when Emma she sees like a little cat, and she starts to pet it. And the little cat accidentally pees on Emma's shoes, so she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I have another pair of shoes." So as she goes back to the shop, we see that Elios looks back at her with like a stare, but like a creepy stare. He just stares like you'll see, guys. I'm gonna put the panel. He stares at her like I was like, I'm a little scared. Anyways, as she comes back and she's like, "Hey, like your hands are a little cold," and he's like, "Yeah, it's because I went to wash them." And as he says that, literally we are shown a panel where the cat is dead. And then we go to the second chapter where Emma she's having a nightmare of her past where she is getting abused, and she wakes up and she automatically goes to her phone, and Elio sent her a message like good morning and all of that, and she's like giggly gaggling. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I love my boyfriend, he's such a good boyfriend." So then she goes to work, and that's where her and Elios are talking here and there. And one of her senior classmates from college comes into the store, and he's telling her about, because they have a project together. And he's like, "Hey, we're gonna work on this project. Don't forget." She's like, "Oh, I totally forgot about it. Let's work on it like after I'm done with work." And he's like, "Okay." And then that's when Elios sees them, and he asks her, "Hey, are you cheating on me or something?" She's like, "No, don't worry about it." Like, she thought it was cute. She was like, okay, Elios is just jealous. But the way he stares at her, he's like, "Are you jealous?" Oh my god, I'm scared.
You are stressing me the hell out.
So then she's like, "No, I'm not cheating on you. I'll never cheat on you." Like, this and that. So then they just continue working. And as work ends, they go to separate ways. She goes with her classmate Brian, and Elios goes the other way. So as she's working with her classmate Brian in the project, Brian keeps flirting with her, and he's like, "Hey, you're so pretty." And Emma's just like, and he's like, "Oh, do you have a boyfriend?" And she's like, "Yes, I do. He actually works with me. You saw him earlier." And he keeps like bothering her while they're like working a project. He keeps flirting with her. And she's like, "Hey, let's just keep this about the project, right?" So as they finish the project, that they go on their way. And he's like, "Hey, do you need me?" Brian asks Emma, "Hey, do you need me to walk you?" And Emma's like, "No, I can walk by myself." So then when she starts walking, Brian starts to laugh, starts to attack her, and he's like, "Oh, so you're playing hard to get, this and that." And then she kicks him in his middle part, and he folds down, and when he like falls to the ground, she basically starts to run. And Brian, he gets up again to go look for her, and he sees her like hiding behind a dumpster. So he's like, "Oh my gosh, I found you." So as he goes up and tries to grab Emma, we find out that it's actually not Emma, and it's the person wearing a mask. And this person wearing a mask starts to beat Brian up. Like, when I tell you, this person starts to beat Brian up, like this person is literally breaking bones. And then this person tells him this is a warning to never touch Emma again. And in the panel, we see that the hair looks like Elios. So that's how we know that this masked person is Elios. Like, you can automatically tell that this is Emma's boyfriend, like just by the hair, the white hair. So I was like, "Oh, we have ourselves a Jandera situation here." Anyway, so then that's where the chapter ends. The next chapter starts with Emma back at school, and she's still thinking about what happened between her and Brian, and she's thinking about like reporting him or what she should do. So she's stressing about this situation, and Emma starts to think about like how she and Elios like never really go on dates. They only see each other like at work. So she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna ask him out on a date." So we're gonna go on a date in the weekend. So then Emma goes to work after school, and she and Elio see each other, and she's like, "Hey, are you free this weekend? So we can go on a date." He's like, "Yeah, of course." So they're like being a lovely dovey couple. So then back at school, there's this situation where money goes missing for this certain club, and that is where we are introduced to a new character called Johan, and he's basically like detective. He's going for like criminology in school. That's what he's studying for, and he's like pretty popular at his school. Then we see Emma as she's getting ready to meet Elios, and she dresses up so cute. She borrowed her friend's dress. She's like telling us basically how like little she finds like Elio's really cute in little things, or like how he hides his hand behind his back when he lies, and little stuff that she noticed that he does. And she's like telling us how much he loves him and stuff like that. So basically, as she sees Elios, they meet up and they start to walk around. She accidentally bumps into like this guy and she falls to the ground. So then Elios like helps her get up, and as Elios is helping her, she gets like a flashback to her childhood of like a little boy helping her when she was younger. But then she's like, was that deja vu or what was that? But then she just ignores it and they just go on about their day. They see this boat thing, so then Emma and Elios decide to get on this little boat cute thing at the park. So as they're on the boat, they start to talk here and there. And then Elios is like, "Hey, I actually have a question to ask you." And she's like, "Yeah, go ahead, ask." And he's like, "Emma, how much do you truly love me?" And when I tell you guys, when he asked her that, like the panel, he looked so scary. I was like, "Emma, he's about to throw you in the river. You're about to learn how to swim, like homegirl." Leo's is like so serious asking her this, and then she's like, "I truly love you so much." She's telling him, and she's like, telling him how she always thinks about him when she wakes up, when she's at school, like she's always thinking about him like everywhere. And she's like, "That's how much I truly love you." And he's like, "Oh, I'm really glad to hear that you actually truly love me." And then that's when she asks him, "How much do you love me?" And he's like, well, I love you so much that I'm willing to kill anybody that hurts you." Hey, at least we know he wasn't lying about that. So then, like, Emma, she notices that his hands, like, he's telling the truth because he is not hiding his hands behind his back. Because when he lies, he hides his hands. And she's like, "Oh, well, he isn't lying, but I think that's kind of cute. That means, like, he really loves me a lot." And she's like, "Just don't kill anybody." And he just laughs about it. He's like, "I won't." And then that's when we find out that not everything is what it seems. And she says, like, little did I know what my future had in store for me. And that's how chapter 5 ends. So that's where I stopped reading it, guys. I did not want to, like, continue reading it. But yeah, guys, go ahead and comment if you guys have any theories or any comments, or if you guys have read the story. Just don't, like, really spoil it for people that haven't read it before in the comics. But that's it, guys. So that's where I'm gonna leave it, and I am going to be posting more videos soon. I just really haven't been really active. I just haven't really had any ideas to do. But maybe my next video is gonna be me blogging. I'm gonna go back to blogging because that's like what my first videos were about. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.